so here we are, Hamilton Budget Committee meeting, August 20th, 2018. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so, make note, Dave sent out a email. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking Tracy wanted to see what time it was.
Yeah.
Dave sent out an email saying he wasn't going to make it because he's flying somewhere. Who knows where he's at. So he won't be, somewhere out here. So he won't be here tonight.
Ken and Janet as well.
Yeah, and so Ken and Janet aren't here. So we'll just move along. So I don't. So
All the important people.
that's right. That's all that matters. So old business.
Yeah, you're on video now.
If people know I'm joking by now, I don't care.
Right. Okay, so old business. I don't think we had too much. Oh no, actually, it's not old business. So minutes from the July meeting.
Dave had those.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
Because it says, and I did email him,
Yeah.
it says approved as corrected, and I asked him for the corrections so that I could correct June's.
Oh.
And he
right.
said, well, let me know when you get them. I was like, no, I wasn't there, I need the corrections.
Oh, okay.
So, but Bonnie said there were no corrections, so I'm thinking maybe he just copied from mine.
Oh, yes, there was, because you had a correction from the month before. Yes, there wasn't a correction from the July minutes. No.
That's the only question I had.
Yeah, it's just, yes, correct. So we,
So he just needs
You're
to
correcting
reword
the
that.
corrections?
Right.
so the July minutes, we don't have those printed out, or he sent
No,
those?
he has them, he sent them to everybody on the
Yeah,
email.
well, I know, and I didn't
Yeah.
send, okay, that's fine, we'll just follow up on them for next. Somebody's coming, it's gonna be good. I gotta, follow, oh, it's canceled. I should say print out email.
Sure, huh?
Chairs.
Yes.
So were those budgeted for?
Okay.
Come from, but there we go.
So we just, oh.
Open.
Diane, here you go. Yeah. All right, so we're under old business. So we don't have any minutes from last, I didn't print them out, so.
If you wanna go by those.
Oh, if you just, so I think we all looked at them, and I think they're all good.
Yeah.
Except for, so I'm just gonna omit this word then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Incorrected, there were no correction. As read.
Right.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ken will abstain, because you weren't
You
here
weren't
last
here.
month?
I was here last month.
Right.
He's on the St. Andrews.
No.
No?
Well, for a couple hours.
Come on.
So then we'll send those, give those to
Oh,
Kathy.
mine's worse than yours.
Mine will
Nope,
take-
not a problem, not
Okay.
taking crap, not wanting to get home.
So, I don't think we had any follow-up items from the July, July meeting for the budget committee? For items that were on there, I think we've gone through the whole list, and I didn't see any notes on my minutes, so, did you?
We wanted to wait, there was something that Ken needed
If
to,
it
or
was
something else.
Ken, he wasn't here
He
last month.
wasn't here,
So,
we postponed it.
yes, so we're posting, yeah.
Oh, for the
Oh,
school
from-
budget.
From
Right.
June then, from June, so yes, I think there were some line items regarding like the vehicle, remember we were talking about the maintenance on the, was it Cassandra?
And I didn't give you the answers to that?
You weren't here last
Yeah, you were here last month, I think we wanted
On the school
clarification,
vehicle repair.
Yeah.
Talking about June,
yes,
you were gone in July.
yeah,
So,
and it was just, it was.
I have a hard time with them.
I have a
Right,
hard
no,
time knowing where
I know I got answers.
Yeah.
When I was at the June meeting, did I give you any answers at the June meeting?
It was, this one came up when we were at the June meeting, it was regarding if it was separated out. and-
You're drilling down a little bit more into
Yeah.
the line on maintenance and what classes. were-
Yeah, I think it was like, you'd think it was like the buses and
Was
the
that what,
car.
I remember there was one about the special ed salary, it's $85,000.
Yeah, that one, yes, that one, I think you answered that question. Yes, it was, no, did I not? Oh, here we go. New equipment, transportation, and there was, salary, so this is salary, special ed, transportation, and then there was contracted service transportation, we had that, repairs for vehicle.
Are you saying those are outstanding questions?
No, I think the outstanding was, I think that maybe the repairs on the vehicle, what was coming through that line. But I think you clarified that the salary for the special ed transportation and the contracted service transportation, those are really combined, because one was like negative 27,000, the other was 24, so that was.
It's the same service.
Yes, so that one you answered, it was, I think it was just the repairs, when we had this repair line, cause it's over budget by like 10,000, if I'm getting that, did I get that right? If I read that correctly?
There was something that was very high in the repair line.
Yeah, so we were just wondering if that's,
Was that the only question?
yes, that was the only question. I think from June, and you were gonna verify that, what line, what vehicles were going through that line, that's all. So that's just.
So the hope would be that special ed and the regular buses are
Yes,
separated.
we're hoping, well,
Because we are required by law to separate those.
so yeah, so that's just the one follow-up is on that. I'm gonna ask you, Joe, the training class, I know that Laura said she was still waiting from the woman to get back from Concord.
They reached out to Laura today,
Oh, yay.
okay? And from the DRA, not Municipal Resources, which is how I hoped would call us.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, she's looking probably towards the end of the month or just after Labor Day next month. So just as soon as they firm up the date, she's gonna email everybody,
Okay,
okay?
All right.
And they're gonna give us several options, and we think that the first budget committee meeting in September is gonna be one of those options.
okay,
So
and
we-
I know we talked about that, and I think that is probably,
And we will make sure that that's extended to the school board, anybody who has anything to do with it. And like the DRA, because they do the school as well as the
Right.
towns and stuff like that, so
Okay.
we're all on the same page, I think,
that's good.
so.
Right, so I guess, yeah, so once Laura sends that email out, that's good.
So I think it's gonna be somebody that's, geared towards towns more so than cities, right?
Yes, towns and the school, yeah. So people who don't have any working knowledge of budget, at least understand some of it, may not all of it, but some of
Right.
it.
Any other old business? So we'll go right into new business, and before I guess I'm gonna ask, you don't have anything from the school?
I don't have anything, pretty much.
Okay,
I would
but
say-
we'll
but
have something
with-
definitely for next month then?
So next month, what you should have is the DOE, pretty much our end of year for school year 18, which closed June 30th.
Yeah.
Because we need to get our DOE 25 done, MS 25 done, so you get an end of year statement. Likewise, you're gonna get the new budget and what we've expended so far.
Okay,
And I'll be asking for monthly reports to get updated, so you can see July 30th and August 30th.
okay.
You can see how we kick off the money flow. I can't remember, you probably know better, as far as the expenditure and the bond, because I know we do it up front.
Right.
It's much more heavier at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
For
there've been
us.
some pretty hefty checks going out in the last couple of months,
Right.
so
So,
250, 280.
so ours is, I think it's July or August and January, February is what our bond payments are. So it changed the cash flow a bit on the town side. The past couple of years, for the school budget, we only drew off maybe $100,000 at the beginning of the school year. Now we're drawing off like $400,000 or $500,000.
That's why we like to keep $500,000 in the,
Right.
Well,
Well, we have to,
you can't,
so.
no, and that's why I bring it up, and I think that's important information. So we show you, what we're expending,
Yeah.
in
So-
July.
And if you stop and consider, we had that, on average, 250,000 just for that payment for the school. Then we have to run the town on top of it.
Right.
And if anybody decides they don't wanna pay the taxes for a little bit like that, we'll run to the bank for a TAN note to pay everything, which is our goal not to do that, so.
I will say though, as one board member, that, I'm probably gonna, now that we're, I think, going into our third year now, I'm looking at our fund balance, I think it needs to be trimmed back in the school side.
Mm.
I do understand that there has to be a certain cushion there, just on the town side, but, I'm one about trust funds, you know, where some of our trust funds are getting into a good position right now, I think, it's like the school bus fund, which
Mhm.
eventually will get hit for the
Right.
next couple of years. But, I am looking at the fund balance, so we hit another $500,000 mark, I think,
Yeah.
on fund balance. Doesn't mean it's wasted money, you know, it doesn't get spent, but, you know,
Right,
if
but
we
I
bring
mean,
it,
I
we
think-
start, I hope we can start gauging it back,
Yeah, I would
Um,
agree.
you know.
I mean, it's a school, it's like here.
And I don't think, unless, you know, and the downfall of that is there is a temptation, you know, by the school board, you know, to spend money. Can happen. You will see there's equipment over there, by the way.
Yes.
And
They
that,
put in a pathway?
yeah, that money's coming out of the bond money.
Right.
For the school, it's not an expenditure out of the
Right.
fund.
Correct, we knew that because I think.
I think I brought it up
Tammy mentioned-
before.
Yeah, and Tammy mentioned it at last week's meeting here, that was happening, so. Perfect. Okay, so, I think we're good there, so we can look at the town expenditures first if you want. So Joe, correct me if I'm right, we should be at 58.33%, is that what we should be?
Yeah, the very back page will tell you on the bottom.
Well, we are, we're 51.74, but,
Where, yeah, let's see where my number is here, flip the page. We should be at,
yeah, well, we're at 51.74.
right, we should be at 59.62,
Oh, 59.60.
so, at this point. So,
Okay.
we're approximately 8% below budget at this point.
We don't foresee anything right now.
No, I mean, the only thing you're gonna see is big, on that, like the first page of computer support when we change with those new people, okay?
Yeah,
So-
yes, I knew that one.
But we
Oh.
kinda knew that was gonna happen, cause we only had this budget, and then we brought them in afterwards for the new contract, so we kinda like get hit with it. But, you know, even with that right in there, we're still 8% below, and that would probably be 10% below, but still, you know. Yeah, I'm watching the dimes and nickels.
Oh, I just have a question. Who do we pay benefits for town employees? Police?
Police, highway, and a few people in the office here.
Who in the office?
Laura, Parker,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm not sure about Kathleen.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Kathy's on residence.
Right.
Well, no, but do we offer it to her?
Part-time employees do not get offered.
Okay, so that her position's considered part-time?
Well, not really, as elected, and she makes her own hours, so I don't know how you really look at that.
She told me she's part-time.
Well,
No.
my
That's what I'm
only
saying.
okay, so my only question is, and my thing is we set a salary for that position, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So whether she works 20 hours, 30 hours, or 40 hours,
Mhm.
she gets that salary.
Mhm.
So my question
That's
is,
why she does not wanna work more. I
well,
understand.
and I get that, however, my understanding is she does not work Mondays now, she only works Tuesdays,
So they hired
Thursdays,
that other
and
part-time
Friday.
woman.
Okay, no, and that's fine, I'm trying to understand how that's working, because now you got the salary at this amount, she's
Mhm.
working less, so now her hourly wage is going up.
Mhm.
So I'm just throwing that out to everybody, so when increases come, you know, that's why I'm like, does that include benefits? Because that makes a difference, cause that's a part of a package.
I'm not gonna check like that, because once we went to the transition between old and new people and stuff like
Mhm.
that, I thought we required a certain amount of time by that person to be in the office.
Right, and I
So,
thought that
and then-
there's a
and
certain
then-
amount of
and
time
then
that you can be
The
put your
part-timers can
benefits.
fill the gap to make sure the office is open other than on Fridays. So, yeah, I mean, we're not here all the time, but that's a good question, because I wanna make sure too. I mean, it's the honor, so to speak, unless it's an honor system, it's like Joe Mamone coming in working, or the treasurer and stuff like that, you know?
If she was hired at 24 hours though.
I think so too. And
Is
she
that
could,
what she's
and she could sit there and set the
Yes.
hours, like, she does,
The new lady, I don't know her name.
4 hours on the last Saturday of the month,
She's supposed to do
Oh,
That's what
Mondays
she
doesn't
now.
have-
Kathy
okay.
Silly filling in too.
so.
One of them just, one of them just left, I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
And
No.
Janet DeBondo left, she came in for like a month and
I was
got
gonna say,
trained
she
and left.
just,
I was gonna say, I know some of them, because she was here
She
one
went
Monday,
for
and then the
another-
next Monday was a
Yeah.
different
No,
one.
she just couldn't handle the job, she said, no, this is more than I thought it was.
It's probably when I came in.
Oh, you drove road, didn't you?
I have that effect on people, I'm just saying.
You or
okay?
Jim?
No, me. No, me. Jim has a different effect, doesn't he, Joe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jim has a different effect. Okay, that was just my question.
I was gonna say, we
Let's
just
take
hired
a-
someone.
Let's take a ride down memory lane since you bring this up. Will you? You wanna go down memory lane?
Sure.
So, you remember, it used to be Sue McClendon, it's a different name now, she remarried. Remember Sue McClendon was our tax collector?
Yeah. No, that one I don't remember.
Come on.
I know,
Gosh.
okay, I can tell you, Lucinda Jennings.
Okay, there's a memory
Okay,
lane.
so there you are, this tall.
Yeah, yes, because you used to go right in her house.
Okay,
Lucinda
so-
Jennings, I think Star Snyder, maybe?
Star, yeah.
Um,
And then you had,
So
I
a while
remember
back,
Debbie,
if you remember,
before Debbie.
but
pre-Debbie was, Veronica.
Veronica,
Veronica,
there.
yes.
Say.
So
Okay,
when
yeah.
she was on, that's when we
Debbie.
consolidated the tax collector and town clerk position.
Okay, yeah.
And then because of that, benefits were offered at that point.
For
Because
Veronica?
I believe so. And that was a discussion.
Right.
And then also, I think we had moved out of the town hall,
Right.
which, when you walked in to get a chair, that's where Sue's desk was, and she used to look down at the water and the air conditioner or the heating unit over there. Anyways, so, back in the good old days. So, the only thing I think of, and, you know, what I find sometimes though is that we talked a lot about people, and we find that the benefits and the hours and all that get centered around who the individual is. And that's kind of what I've seen happen over time. And I'll be honest with you, from, you know, and quite honestly, I watched Veronica come into the town clerk, tax collector position. We watched the last one come in the same way, and they start out great for the first 2-3 years. And what happens is, based on what you just said, someone like you comes in, and all of a
Make
sudden,
them leave?
it's a tax collector thing, and we all know that. Being the tax collector role, it gets taken out on the tax collector. Tax collector's merely doing
I wasn't complaining
hard
about anything, I
part
just had like
for
10
the selectmen,
transactions.
right?
Oh my gosh.
For the selectmen. And that's only, and what I've seen, in my opinion, is they get burnt out. That's that one part of the job. In my opinion, I really think the tax collector should be separate. That's just,
No, I
so
was
the
just,
town clerk can stay focused on being what I view as the ambassador of the community. And also his marriage license, all the regular things they do, because tax collector and town clerk,
Right.
I don't think they belong together. I just don't. I think tax collector should be a 1 or maybe 2 day type thing.
no, I just didn't know, I came in,
And
I
then,
think I asked
and then you
at a
also,
meeting,
as the
and
town,
it was-
if the town grows, now you also have it in place already. So if the town grows and more hours are needed for the town clerk tax collector, that you're not gonna be paying out the benefits because you're over 32 hours.
Right.
Because you've already separated those out.
I only asked because, my daughter came in to get a marriage license, her and her fiance, and they live in DC. And they specifically came and stayed through on Monday, and I said, oh, you can go see Kathy, Kathy will be up there, I know she'll take care of
She
you.
wasn't working, that's what Janet was in the middle of that, and she had to
Yes.
have,
And she didn't know how
Laura
to do
Parker
it, and
help
she's
her.
like, you need to have an appointment for this, and Kelsey came up, she goes, my mom, and I'm like, no, I don't think we, and, so I said, Laura says, there's nothing out on the website, so maybe they might wanna put something on the website if you're, you know, if you're supposed to be getting a marriage law, cause I didn't know, and so.
That's good to know.
Cause they had to be on an airplane, and she goes, no, you know, they were flying out, so that's why I didn't,
Mhm.
Laura's the one that said, oh, Kathy doesn't work on Mondays, and I'm like, oh, good information to know, because she's the one that I would go to for mostly all the questions, but, no, cause the Monday I came in with, I had like 7 transactions, I had Jim's dump truck, regular cars,
Same
ATV, motorcycle, well, that's the one that she left, and she didn't come back, so. I think we should- yeah.
Spread your transactions out more next time.
I did another week later, I came in and was doing my son's and, you know, so.
Oh, I can't
She's
imagine
still
a ton of questions.
She's still here, that one, so I think I'm doing okay. But, so that's why I was just asking how that worked, cause I didn't know that.
But
I know
it's-
that there's coverage, but I didn't.
I just hate to see,
Yeah.
you know, even, or I hate to, I don't think it'd be the case, but I thought that as well as the others. But I would hate to see Kathy get burned out with
Right.
doing the tax collector role, because I think she's doing a great job.
No, I think like I said, I just was, cause I was just saying, oh, see, I would purposely come up on a Monday and I'm like, oh, she's not here and, I mean, obviously, I can ask Laura or whatever, or a new person and whatnot, but I was just like, oh, tell Kelsey, just go see Kathy, she'll take care of you, blah, 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 and she's like, Mom, there's no room enough named Kathy, blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, never mind, but they got the license, so it's all good, so. Alright, so yeah, so I digress. So is there anything on the, so we'll go through, look at the expenditures and see if anything pops up. I think
The
we're
computer
all
stuff
set.
that's going on,
Yeah,
that we just went through, everything's up and running,
yeah, so you think
so
we're
much
done?
better.
So you think we're done, so you think that we're
Yeah,
gonna be done with
we
that
should be,
now?
there may be for the, yes, I think
Yeah.
this month is probably like one more bill that came
That's
onto it than,
Yeah.
but other than
Well,
that,
I think
we
you
should be done.
changed server, you changed,
Everything like that, I
Changing
think the
company.
hardest part they're going through right now is with the Stratford County and the police department downstairs. But Stratford County Sheriff's Department is going through an FBI audit, which is a routine thing that they do. And once you get cleared like that, all that, like, we don't have time for you right now, we'll have time for us, so.
Town projects, what's that?
changed, okay.
I see that right there, town projects.
Oh, it's only $1.
Well, they just left that open as a placeholder,
Okay.
basically. There's nothing going on, but at one point, they used to put things as
Maybe
town
pushed it
projects.
last year,
Probably,
so-
yeah.
Right, and I think if they
$1.
remove the line, then they can't get it back, is that true?
Well, if you
Something-
remove, you can't get it back, no, so we just leave it there in case something pops up that we need to do something with, so. I talked to a gentleman from Dead River today that we buy most of our heating fuels from,
Mm.
and I'm going to Summersworth to sit down with their manager and see if we can't figure out some kind of a better price for a budget paid price or a locked-in price, so.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see some money.
So, you know, we have Dead River, I think, over our way, right? That's
Yeah,
cool.
you have propane too.
So,
Use that as a, maybe for everybody.
well, I mean, so you could contact, and I know that, you know, we got like $1.10 or something like that.
Mm.
I don't know what the most recent contract is, I was fairly comparable though. We locked in for 2 years actually,
Did you?
just on the first couple of years there, but, it might be worth a call up to
See what the gallons were.
see what we got. We spent, I think, like 12 or 14,000 a year.
It's not bad.
That, those are the questions I would ask, but we have larger tanks, so I don't know what the refill rate, you know, 'cause you know that the frequency of travel in.
Yep, so basically, over there, I mean, we got the fire department, we got the little trailer, we got the municipal building all on it. And, oh, by the way, municipal building has AC working too.
Yeah.
Over there.
Oh.
Old town building. If you haven't been over, you need, don't town hall, you need to go over, and take a look at it, the kitchen's pretty much all done.
Yeah, no, I saw some back room there, I was kinda surprised to see that, but. Reduce the size of the kitchen.
Could be my idea, but, so much stuff.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If we're not supposed to pull out line items, I noticed in, Dave's minutes for July, Janet had questioned, which we went over a while ago, why the school patrol line would be at 0, but now that line is gone from this.
Because we incorporated that money into the regular,
Yeah, I know.
no, we didn't, we took
That's
it,
why
we budgeted out completely. back when the school like that, so.
No, I knew the whole
Oh,
rationale,
oh,
I knew,
yeah. So
I
we took-
honestly didn't think this should be asked because we had already gone over to that, but it's not on here anymore.
Right, because they got rid of that line, because that one I don't think you're gonna, they were gonna be put back into
Okay.
school.
That's-
Because that should be part of the regular
That's what,
patrol.
yeah, it was like that money was moved.
Yes, yes.
No, there's no reason they have to do it, so.
It's a part of their regular.
And to let everybody know, we do
Responsibility.
have a not full-time, but a full-time available ACO officer now,
Oh, right.
okay? One of the old SUVs has been converted, it says Town of Middleton, Public Safety, ACO on it. They still have the blue lights on it, but she can't use them, but they have uniforms for her and all kinds of nets and nooses and stuff like that to actually be able to do the job the right way.
Are they local?
Yeah, she lives
No.
down 153.
She lives just down
Yeah.
below you, and unfortunately, she had a run-in where she had a stray dog that they picked up, and she's having trouble with it. They had to call police down, and Brown went down like that, and he had to actually shoot the dog.
Oh my
Right in
god.
the basement, because the dog was attacking everybody, bringing blood and everything. So, I mean, it was a bad scene. Now she wants to, so she's ACO, and one thing she's going to do is go out to everybody who has horses and stuff like that, so if we've had it happen, the horse get loose, they have someplace they can take it, put board up till they find out who has it, that sort of thing like that, so she's gonna be very proactive to get things done, so.
Like the last
Yeah. And he's a backup, so if you see like, if you see ACO in there like that, and they have two people, it's her and him whenever he may be available, which is pretty much no, so.
Oh, so I got a quick question, Joe. We talked, this was talked about at the, selectmen's meeting, and I don't necessarily know that there's any more information on it, about the, Middleton Building Supply, the overage for their electricity.
Oh, yeah, well,
Nothing's coming back, or potentially, maybe not.
I gotta tell you, I mean, I don't know what was going on. Marcy used to work down there at Middleton Lumber, and she was in charge of the whole thing like that. She's retired, but she still does things on the side for 'em. Apparently, they put out their power, cause they use a heck of a lot of it to bid, and they go through Eversource. And they got a contract with somebody, and basically they didn't use all the power last year that they signed up for. So instead of having to lose it and still pay for it, she was looking to possibly donate the rest of that power to the school, to the town, whatever, as excess, and give it to us for free. So she goes to the school board meeting last week, and she gets in there, it's a whole different story, whereas,
Oh,
yeah. So, and so she's trying to get all the information from the town and from the school on our complete usage of power. And I think she wants to use that and try to bid out for a better price.
oh, okay.
So she's trying to get us into somewhat of a
Oh,
contract,
right.
so to speak. We're not interested in that at this point.
Right.
We're gonna do a contract, we'll do our own look around, we don't need somebody doing it for us.
Okay.
So what turned out to be a donation, turned out to be a fact-finding thing, for information to possibly do something different.
Oh, well, good information
So,
like that then.
Now, on another note, they're gonna get 5 acres of land on the old bark pile used to be,
Where they now, though.
down by the sawmill. All the bark is gone and stuff like that, and they haul the chips out to the new pile, but they're gonna take 5 acres of that land, and they're gonna put in a 5-acre solar farm, so they have their own power to run the mill, so.
Well, I'll be glad, I guess we'll all be happy to chip into that. Because we're all paying for it.
What, when you buy it, Middleton Building Supply?
No, it's the only way solar pays for itself, is it's all tax subsidy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a loser.
That's
That's
right.
the only way it's worthwhile.
Great.
Our office does a study every year, everybody comes to us like, we wanna do solar, okay, we'll do the study on it. Well, okay, unless you get the tax subsidy, it's gonna cost you more. And by the time it's paid for, you have to replace all your solar panels in 30 years.
Sounds good for the short term, non paper, but for long term, forget
As long as
it,
you
it's
have
not worth
tax
it.
subsidy, but taxes come from us.
Right.
The only thing I would say on any kind of deal like that is to make sure that if there was ever any kind of contract, the first thing I would ask is response time for restoration, which is a critical element for the school
And the
and
town.
the town, so.
No, we may be paying a little extra for Eversource, but we call them, they're here. I don't care about the rest of it, honestly, I mean, you have to pay for service, So
Well,
that's
like I
according to the price I'm at.
Good
So-
information to find
The,
out
the
after
school
the fact.
and the town right up to the highway barn is 3 phase, so that all gets probably should.
So anything else on the expenditures for the town? So then there's the deposits, we wanna go through those, okay, I'll check any questions.
At the last board select meeting, we read into the minutes that we have, in the operating budget of the town, like $2.1 million.
So the permit fees, though, are those mostly just for, are those building permits?
Yep. For those who don't know, John Mamone had a medical condition here about a couple weeks ago, and he's out for a while, so in the interim, we've hired Art Capello, who used to be a code enforcement here in Middleton at one point, to sit in for him on a part-time basis until John recovers, so. You'll see
And
that
you-
line go up a little bit, probably, and then you saw this one, meeting where we said that that budget line may go up, because
Yes.
Art does charge per hour, so.
Do you know any more on the, activity in the lake?
Haven't
Safer
heard a word.
swimming or anything?
That's kinda weird, because till somebody posted on Facebook, the town,
Nobody is?
Yeah.
no
I
one
saw
told,
John.
no one from the state called the town.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, they notified,
The Lake Association, maybe?
no, they notified, John Mullen,
Who's that?
he's in Alaska.
Right.
Then they notified, John Mamone,
Right,
who's in the hospital.
he's the health officer, so
Yes.
that's where it
Yeah.
should go.
So then the state finally realized nobody was replying or anything, and then they finally notified Laura, and Laura notified Selectmen, and so it was a week
Oh,
after, exactly a week after that they did the testing and found out, before it was finally found out.
You know, it's really
was-
weird, because it's about several years ago, the same conditions, so to speak, hot and something, whatever, the same thing happened. I'm thinking, geez, on the news, like 2 or 3 other towns got hit with that, and I'm thinking,
Mhm.
wow, Sunrise Lake's
I was
dodged
thinking
that
the same
bullet.
thing.
Apparently not.
Yeah, we were up to Elacoya, and they were telling us at Elacoya, you know, it's a little high here, and it's like, okay, I wonder why ours, you know, ours is good, I guess, we've been swimming in it right along. Then we ran into John Hotchkiss, and he's telling me,
Get
yeah,
out
we
of
just
the
posted
water.
our lake, oh great, okay.
Well, it's all posted now, we haven't heard anything that's taken down yet, so. Maybe-
Just wondering, along the back Point Beach.
Do they do weekly or monthly tests? Or-
I'm not sure right now,
I know
because
they
it's
have a
going
website.
around, a lot of places are busy testing a lot of areas right now, so,
I know they have a website on it.
yeah.
You can just,
I hope it'd be weekly.
Right, well, right, yeah, cause
Well,
monthly, you're already in September then, right?
The thing is, they're so busy because
Right.
there's so many in the state
Oh,
that
sure.
are having problems right now, so they're like all over the place. There's a lot of them posted at the moment.
So, any questions about the revenues? So I do have one other new business item that I kinda wanna bring up and just throw out there and see what everybody's thoughts are. So prior to, my hope is prior to each meeting, I get the expenditures and revenue reports. And I would prefer if I can, and I can do this, is scan them and then PDF them, or, you know, cause they have to be PDF because I get them hard copy, so they would be PDF. And send them out to everybody prior to the meeting so that I don't have to make copies and bring them here and make sure that, so is that gonna be an issue for anybody if I send them to you electronically?
Generally you're reading on a Kindle, so.
No, I mean, and I don't have, but I mean, and that's fine, I would bring 2 or 3 extra
Okay.
copies.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
saying, this way it gives you an idea, gives you a chance to maybe look at it before the meeting, cause I would have them usually a week before, cause I get them at the selectmen's meeting before the budget committee meeting, and this way it gives you time, if I have a chance, I can get them scanned and, send them out to everybody, and then if you can print them, if you don't wanna, you don't need to, but you'll have them electronically, and if you have any questions, maybe we can have them before we get to the meeting.
I'm good with
So,
that.
alright,
That's
perfect,
good.
that's perfect.
So,
I kinda like that
Mine
idea.
already
Cause I
PDF.
Well,
highlight-
right.
Yeah, me too, I
Oh,
like to
okay.
highlight, yeah.
No,
I said I'll still copy her copy, cause I need to highlight.
No, I mean, I'll bring, like I said, I'll bring 2 or 3, but I mean, like, instead of having to create 8
Yeah.
copies or
Yeah.
whatever, cause
Yeah, I
I
won't
just,
scroll through it.
I just scan them all and, cause what I try and do is like when I do that, I try and put everything, I get it all one-sided and I make it all double, so.
Yeah,
it's
no,
same
I'm
thing,
with it.
whatever, but- Yeah, so I'll do that, we'll see how that works out, and if that works out good, then that's kinda how we'll move forward, I think that's, I kinda like that idea, so, good. Anything else? Joe, are you hungry? Besides the fact that,
Something is.
besides the
Something
fact
is.
that Joe was hungry, oh, so the next budget, I have the next 4 for the remainder of the year on here.
Yeah, and I
Just-
forgot to print out the
no.
next date for that, for the
So-
second here.
So the only other thing we gotta do is, we have, the deliberative session date,
Oh, you have that date?
not
Okay.
with me right
Oh,
now.
okay, so if you
but
email that to me.
The budget hearing date needs to be established.
Okay, so if you,
And I think I discussed finding out what that is for you.
right,
It may be on DRA's website by now, usually around this time,
Yeah.
they have it on, so I'll take a look at that, but that's
Okay.
another date, I think a very important.
yeah,
date.
and we can get that in probably for the next, yes, so we can look for that,
It's gonna be in January.
That's basically for the town. Everything
This
that's
is
on the
town?
website, everything on the website that the RA puts out there is basically what we go by. So,
okay. So that's good, so yes, so the sooner we can get them added on here, the better, so everybody's aware and whatnot, that'll be
now,
good.
are you guys getting all the information that you guys need, from the town side like that, for everything, for your meetings and stuff? I know at one point that you guys didn't feel like you
Well,
was
we
getting.
still don't get the bucks.
Right, I think they come to the town here, so I mean.
Yeah,
so
we
they-
asked about that, and they, no, unless you wanna pay for your own copies, they won't give them to us. I
But do
mean,
you get 1 or 2? I thought you
I,
guys.
from my understanding, I thought each selectman should get it, but I haven't seen one in there for a while,
Right.
that's all.
So, right, cause I thought that was, if you get multiple copies, then it's just a matter of you bring it to the next meeting
Right.
and we can try and figure something out.
What book is that?
The town and
Town and
country.
country,
Well-
well, there's the one that they have, is it monthly, is it quarterly?
Something.
It is monthly?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
see,
monthly.
oh, okay, so, cause we haven't been getting it, so I don't know if it's monthly or what it is, but.
See, I can be honest with you, I listen to the article and news like that, I didn't look at it. So if I find one, I'll give them to you.
Sounds like a camping journal.
Yeah.
Country.
It's
We're
not
going
Town and
camping.
Country. Town and Country is a magazine, it's
Yeah.
Town and something else.
Towns, it's not town.
Town and City?
Well, you guys get all of your laws of budgeting books, right?
I got
Yeah.
one.
We have
couple
one.
weeks
Basic
ago.
law.
Okay,
No,
so-
I think Joe gave us this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
What is that one?
so when we do establish the date for bringing those vehicles, those are the most current. Now, part of that program, with all the computers and stuff like that, we have the laws of budgeting on there, we have, all the stuff that the state has, knowing the territory. We have everything in there that we can just go into a folder, the 3 selectmen, whatever, police chief, the fire chief, highway, that we can go into any folder and see what's going on at any time. Okay, and so if we're doing like ordinances, we can all hit the computer and bring up the same folder and go in there and look at them. If we have a question, we can split, go off to the state regs and laws, follow them and see what it says. So we're gonna be a little bit more streamlined as when it comes to doing all this stuff, that we're all on the same page. Instead of printing this and fumbling through it and then go look this up, it's just too much. You know, we want everything right there, you know, you get the technology, let's utilize it, you know?
I had one.
It'd be hard for John Hoskins, you know, I mean, he's got a little flip phone, but
I know,
He'll
I
get
have
that.
that.
Marsha's and Yvette's, they gave me the old ones, but
Yeah,
a
no,
lot of
there
them
was
are
one, there was a
outdated now.
Yeah, there was a recent one, but I don't
So
know.
what is it, is a, like a municipal resources type publication?
yes, it is,
Yes,
and they'll have like articles about certain, the flavor of the month, whatever, so,
Yeah.
Is it New Hampshire based or?
yes,
Yeah.
just New Hampshire based.
Yes, yeah. So, okay,
If you guys wanna take a few seconds to talk, I'll go see if I can find one.
all right, sure.
Sorry.
I heard that.
Let's talk about, yeah.
So what are they doing, making a walkway?
Yeah, between the school building itself and the new playground, and
It's
then
out of the field though. It's
the
going down to.
playground, the new playground, yeah.
Well, no, but from what I can see what they got dug up, it's going down to the field and the playground's up above. Cause I thought they had another path that went to the play, and maybe that's what the idea is, it goes to the field and then maybe I'm looking at it wrong, I'll have to ride by it. Cause that's when I was
I
here.
didn't even notice it. Oh,
Yeah.
No,
Oh, I just noticed it today, I think they just started it
Well,
probably.
I saw the equipment sitting over by the,
It was dug up, the path is, they dug the
So-
path up.
Like through
One
the
back
black
side of the
fencing?
playground.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah.
kids walk in through the
Yep.
black fencing right there, the gate, from there, there's a little small bridge, kind of culvert.
Yep.
You see, I have not walked
So
down
we're-
either, so I don't know, cause I
Yeah.
thought there was two, there was one that's like up towards the playground, and then there's one down that's a little bit further down by the, well, I guess.
There's one that goes in front of the playground that's covered by the wood line right now.
Okay.
That was there during construction. That provides a conveyance between the old
Maybe.
playground and.
Maybe, I don't think that was,
The
but I
other
don't know.
location is, we had a stone dust pathway behind the school walkway that connected the end of the classroom wing, across the backside of the school, past the multipurpose room, and over
Mhm.
into the parking lot. That's gonna get paved,
Oh. Good.
so there's gonna be 2 walkways going in.
Have they done anything with the, they were talking about doing something with the doors? Is it with the fobs or something, being able to get?
Oh,
back
adding
in?
an access control to
Yes,
the classroom
yeah.
wing up at the front. I think that's supposed to go through.
Yeah, because I know that they were taught, yeah, that was at one of the school board meetings, talking
Yep.
about being able to get back into the building if there was an emergency, was it,
Well, it's just easier than fumbling for a key.
right, or something like that, yeah.
How close to capacity are we?
Oh, our capacity is at 180, and I think we're like, we've been talking, I think we're on 130, I don't know what's the numbers are.
City, not
right now.
city.
So it's town, city, and it's every 2 months, so the July, August one should be coming out probably in September.
I saw this one,
But-
yeah.
But the difficulty with that would be, if we get one grade that's really heavy,
Exactly.
how that would work out. But so far, I mean, and historically, all through as far back as I've seen, I don't know if, everybody communicates through some underground, but as far as, procreating, but it just seems like all the grades are pretty weak. The lowest I've seen is 14, even down to 12 maybe, my daughter's grade is about.
Wow.
At one time, that's when while they were in Farmington. The highest I've seen is 23 or 24. And that's, as far as just looking back, I think, I look back at records like 2002. It's always, whenever it increases, they always is
No,
proportional.
we've had a couple with my kids that they've had to add an extra classroom in Farmington because there was just way too many.
Right, that would be,
Yeah, with those two, there was them too. not
Yeah,
just us.
yeah, it was a combination, yes,
It's
definitely.
Keegan's grade is very low, he's a
And
sophomore.
Tammy's taken on, for sure, 4 new kindergarten kids. This year.
I've heard of a lot of them looking for
A lot of people looking for daycare and stuff like that. She's filled right up to the max with what she had existing and new ones, and she's getting called about every other day, people looking for daycare, and it's just.
Too bad they don't have anything at school,
So-
I know they've tried to,
I was talking about the last meeting to the school board like that, and
the problem is like, 8 o'clock is not gonna cut it for people like me, I ask for like 5:30 in the morning.
right.
That's what time I drop my daughter off.
Well,
you
I
know?
get mine at 6 and he leaves when the bus comes in.
Well,
at
the other
8:15,
part,
so.
just like the why, because those programs, they
Yeah.
have a program like that.
And they weren't starting till like 8.
And the thing is, I guess they have no interest because of the fact it's not big enough.
Right. they
No,
didn't
it
have
costs a
any
lot to
referral
staff that
enrollment,
provide
they
it,
were gonna
so.
get enrollment.
not as people putting the name on.
I did, but I need earlier.
You, look, take that, look at it, you're not gonna take it and look and pass it around, whatever, so.
But I actually thought it was 7 o'clock, not 8.
It might have been, I just remember I need to
7
be at work at
early,
6:30,
Really, 8
so,
o'clock,
yeah,
What's 8 o'clock do for you? I mean,
I know.
that's like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. They gotta bring all these people in for 30 or 40 minutes, that doesn't make sense, but.
Who sets up our bus routes? Kingston?
Yep.
I like how for the high schoolers, they have 1 minute to get from my house out to Woodland. But for the elementary, the house next door, they have 3 minutes to get from there out to Woodland. There's no way you can make that in 1 minute. And then in the morning, they also have from Lincoln down to the road and back of me, 4 minutes to get there, and that's a quarter of the distance out to Woodland. So whoever writes this up obviously has not driven it. It's crazy. It's not like he's ever on time anyway, but
Okay, so,
drives me crazy seeing the bus sitting there, people come up to it. That's not what's supposed to happen, they're
Well,
supposed
we
to be
don't,
out there.
we're always out there, even the kid I take care of, we're always out there, and the people all around me are always out there.
Yeah.
He does not talk in the morning to anyone, does not look at the students, does not smile at them, does not say a word at them. He opens the door, he closes the door. When the elementary kids come around, it's a whole different story, then he doesn't talk. He talks and talks and talks, so maybe that's that, that's not.
I think that'd be just the opposite.
You wanna make, somebody wants to make a motion?
I make a motion.
7:17?